Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea from legendary restaurateur Danny Meyer. And it's an idea that might just flip your whole understanding of what it means to win an argument.
So let's start with a question that gets right to the heart of it. What if that amazing feeling you get when you prove your point, when you are factually 100% correct, is actually a sign that you failed at something way, way more important?
First up, let's talk about the trap of being right. You know, we are all hardwired with this deep, deep need to be correct. But as we're about to see, that instinct can be a huge, self-defeating trap.
I mean, this quote just captures the irony perfectly, doesn't it? Danny Meyer is literally getting ready to give a talk about why being right doesn't matter, and his own daughter immediately corrects his grammar. So, what would you do in that situation?
Meyer is really honest about this. He says his first impulse, his gut reaction, was to Google it to prove that he was right. It's the perfect example of the trap. Even while he was preparing to argue against the need to be right, his instinct was to, well, prove he was right. It just shows you how deep this impulse runs in all of us.
So, if proving a point is a trap, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us right to our second section, choosing connection over correction. And trust me, the outcome is so much better.
Okay, picture this. It's early in Meyer's career. A table of what he describes as investment bankers orders the most expensive white wine on the menu, a French white Burgundy. The guy who ordered it, clearly trying to show off for his friends, takes one look at the bottle and declares, "That's not a Chardonnay."
Now here's the thing. Danny Meyer knows his wine, and a white Burgundy is made from Chardonnay grapes. So he corrects the customer. It is a Chardonnay. Oh man, you can just feel the tension ratchet up, can't you? It's a classic standoff.
The customer doubles down. Meyer holds his ground. The whole table starts to get awkward. Nobody is backing down, nobody is happy, and you can be sure nobody is enjoying that expensive wine. They're at a complete and total stalemate.
But then, Meyer has this flash of insight. He just stops arguing. He quietly goes to the cellar, grabs a bottle of California Chardonnay, and brings it to the table. The customer takes one look and says triumphantly, "Now that's a Chardonnay." And just like that, the problem is solved.
And this is the crucial lesson right here. That customer wasn't looking for a lesson in French wine regions. He was looking to feel important, to feel knowledgeable in front of his friends. By arguing the facts, Meyer was denying him that feeling. The customer didn't need to be right. He needed to feel heard.
Okay, so let's zoom out and see how this plays out on a bigger scale. Because insisting on being right isn't just about avoiding an awkward moment at a dinner table, it can have absolutely disastrous consequences for a business.
Meyer has this brilliant term for it, the policy shield. It's when an organization uses its own rules as an excuse to stop thinking, to stop being generous, and to stop using basic common sense. It's the ultimate weapon for being right while doing the completely wrong thing.
And this story is just the perfect anatomy of a disaster. It shows you exactly what happens when that policy shield goes up. Step 1, a regular guest wants to open a third bottle of special wine that he brought with him. Seems simple, right? Step 2, the team enforces a strict 2-bottle max policy. They're technically, right. Step 3, the guest gets furious and threatens to take his business elsewhere. But step 4 is where it all truly goes off the rails. The team digs in. They start defending the policy instead of the relationship with the customer. The result? Step 5, a tiny issue explodes into a huge, reputation-damaging crisis.
And just look at this number. Over 15 emails. 15! Think about the sheer waste of time, of energy, of goodwill, all poured into defending a policy. All because the team got so focused on being right that they completely forgot their actual job, which was to make people feel happy.
You can really feel Meyer's own frustration here. He's looking back on it wondering, how did we let one small decision, one rigid policy, create this massive chain reaction of failures? It's exactly what happens when pride and the need to defend a rule take over. It just pushes you further and further away from your mission.
Okay, so if the old way of being right is so dangerous, what's the alternative? In our last section, we're going to explore a new, much more powerful way to think about what it means to be right.
So here's the fundamental shift we all need to make in our heads. Before the internet, having knowledge, knowing the right answer, that was a really valuable skill. It was a sign of intelligence. But today, facts are cheap. They're a commodity. You can ask your phone any question in the world and get an answer in seconds. The value of simply knowing the answer has just plummeted.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the old right.
It's all about knowing facts, winning arguments, having the answer, enforcing the policy. It's a very defensive way of thinking. But look at the right side. This is the new, strategic definition of right. It's about making people feel happy. It's about being generous, making people feel heard, and just doing the right thing for the relationship. This isn't just about being nice. In a world where facts are everywhere, this emotional intelligence is the real competitive advantage.
Now, let's be super clear. This is not an excuse to be sloppy or careless. Of course not. There are some non-negotiable things you absolutely have to get factually correct. Safety standards, cleanliness, customer allergies, getting the right order to the right person. These are the absolute foundations. This whole philosophy applies to the human interactions that happen on top of that solid foundation.
And this is the one line that just ties it all together so beautifully. The relentless chase to be factually correct often becomes a shield we hide behind, a shield that stops us from being generous, from being empathetic, from actually connecting with another human being.
So, the next time you feel that urge bubbling up, you know the one, the urge to correct someone, to win that argument, to prove your point, just pause for a second. Ask yourself if winning the factual battle is worth potentially losing the human connection. Ask yourself, what's the truly right thing to do here?